sa iyo. Today, in the city of San Pedro, Philippines, we would like to introduce to you the City Mayor of the City of San Pedro, Mayor Lourdes S. CATAQUIZ.
Thank you. It is my honor as the City Mayor of San Pedro, Laguna, to share with you my city, our city of San Pedro, and its people who have so much to offer. Our people are very jovial, always smiling, in spite of some difficulties challenging their lives. We are a very religious race and believe in one true God. We are also practical people, family-centered, appreciative, hardworking, and has a good sense of humanity, sense of accountability, and most of all, sense of humor.
So, okay, ma'am, we have some question. Please, what is the San Pedro city?
Okay. The city of San Pedro has an approximate population of 342,000 individuals. The land is just around 2,260 hectares. It is the city right beside the boundary of Metro Manila. That is why we are almost like the Metro Manilans already. Most of the people here in San Pedro work, study, shop in Metro Manila. We are very, very near Metro Manila. Only just one river separates us from Metro Manila. That is why, as I said, we are almost like Metro Manilans already. The city of San Pedro is also being the first in the province of Laguna, is being called the gateway to the south. Going to the other provinces, you have to pass by San Pedro. If you will take seriously the Saint Peter, who holds the key to heaven, I think San Pedro also holds the key, going south, going to all the provinces. It is our city of San Pedro. Our city is a component city, and right now we are having good economic development, where arrays of enterprises are building up and contributing to the progressive trend of business in this area. A blend of the old and the new. City of San Pedro is the story of the past, the reality of the present, and the bridge to the future.
Okay, next question. We are curious to know what to see and do in San Pedro at the attraction. Also, what is the annual festival?
The contour of the city is amazing. 50% of the city, we call it an upland, and 50% of the city, we call it lowland. That is why we are here in this area of the flatland, the lowland. Filipinos is a very religious, and the city of San Pedro, the San Pedronians, the people here are also one. No? So San Pedro is also becoming well known as a pilgrimage tourist destination. Actually, there are 4 pilgrim religious destination in the Philippines, here in Luzon, and we are one of them. We have a shrine in Barangay Landayan, in a village, that is being visited by not only by the locals, but also a vast majority, big tourists coming from other provinces all over the Philippines, because they say it is miraculous to them, and they call it they call the patron saint there Lolo Weng, like a grandfather Jesus. So it plays a big part of our tourism, especially during Fridays, where the devotees, all the devotees, these pilgrim tourists are coming over to that place, and also during the Holy Week, where by count we almost 50,000 pilgrim tourists come here just to view, just to pray in that shrine to that Lolo Weng. But all work and no play, as they said, makes everyone or a city dull. So I would like also to tell you that we have a golf course here in the area. It's one of the oldest. It has a natural terrain, and it is now being managed and run by a Korean businessman. So whenever we want Korean food, we go there. We also have so many museums. We are so lucky that a former senator and vice president of the Philippines, who is from a different province, but decided to put up his museum here. That man is the former senator and vice president Salvador Doy Laurel. We also have local museums put up by some residents here, and also now our city is now completing its own museum and library. We also have the lake that the tourists can go to. We will now be developing the lakeshore so that the locals and the tourists alike can go there and see the lake in its serene state. We are also surrounded by, right now we are many establishments like Robinsons are also developing their premium mall here. That is why in San Pedro you can live, work, play, and eat at the same time, and shop, of course. I mentioned the lake. We are also proud that we have beside us the freshwater Laguna Lake. That is as they said, a source of potable water in the future. We are very, very near. And San Pedronians, like most people in the Philippines, we also celebrate our fiestas. All the villages and subdivisions have their own fiestas. We also celebrate Christmas and New Year's, and celebrate New Year with really a big bang. We have firecrackers, even though it's not allowed, but we managed to have firecrackers because it's a way of our celebration. It was passed on to us, and until now we are celebrating, and for us that is welcoming a new year that is full of hope and full of hope and progress to all of us. So low or no low, we will celebrate New Year with a big bang from the fireworks. And during Christmas, almost all our homes are lighted up with Christmas buntings. We have our own Christmas lanterns. It's shaped like a star, and we call it parol here. Like it symbolizes the star when Jesus was born. And that star leads the three wise men was led by a star to where Jesus is. So it is our symbol of Christmas. We also have our own event, our government event. We call it Sampaguita Festival. Sampaguita is a flower. In fact, it is our national flower. We are celebrating because Sampaguita is, we owe a lot. I think as a sense of gratitude, we celebrate a Sampaguita Flower Festival. Because Sampaguita is not only well known as a Sampaguita flower, but it also contributed economically to so many families. Sampaguita are being woven into garland, and can be sold during graduation, can be put on as a lei, and it can be sold during also whenever we have visitors. We put on as a welcome. We put on the Sampaguita garland. So it has so many uses, like our transport vehicles, so that they will have the sweet smell of a pressed flower. They always have Sampaguita garland in beside the driver. So economically it helps because it can be sold, and so that flower really put food on the table of so many families in San Pedro, and also send their children to school. That Sampaguita flowers, send to school so many. They became teachers, doctors, engineers, architects. That is the reason why we are gratitude for having Sampaguita grown and cultivated here. And at the same time, it became our national flower.
Okay, ma'am, we would like to know the policy of the mayor who runs a clean and livable San Pedro city. Can you tell us?
Yes. Before I became the mayor of this town, although my husband is a two-termer mayor, and I learned a lot from him, I come from the private sector. I am a bank chairman and also a bank chairman of our private businesses, our real estate business. So I am more or less, my policies, my management is more or less anchor on a privately run business. For me, it's not only just managing a government, but you can also be business-like in running the government. And I am inclined to be more like private in my plans, programs, and projects. I noticed when I became the mayor, there are so many laws, big and small, that are not being implemented. And I am focused in implementing them because there's no use in doing so many plans, doing so many projects if the people are not following the law. So right now, that is my goal. One of my goals is to implement those laws. Because I see it, even in other countries, even in Korea, I see that the people are following the law. So I'm serious in implementing the law now. So how can we be a safe city with various agencies? We are constantly meeting and talking about making our city safe, for the local, for the residents and the tourists alike. Also for environment measures, because we do not have yet what like other progressive cities like yours, we do not have yet the modern ways of taking care of our solid and liquid waste. So I implement waste segregation, so that, and also recycling. I am implementing this all over, not only in beginning from the government offices, because I believe that if we are teaching it, we are preaching it, we should be doing it. So our waste segregation is beginning from our city offices, the government offices, the Department of Education, the religious sector, all the barangay units, and down to the residential units. We will be implementing the segregation of waste. We are also doing some plans about the liquid waste management. So part of also we are very serious in preparation for disaster. Philippines and also our city is very prone to typhoon, to floodings, and of course we also have the earthquake. So we are very serious in making in seminars, retraining our residents how to be knowledgeable, so they can save themselves first. Because when disaster struck, like what happened in other areas, what if our disaster personnel are also hit by the disaster? So who will rescue them? So for us, knowledge of how to save themselves from any disaster is a way of saving themselves also. So we are giving them constantly, giving the trainings to all of them. We are also, the government, the local government, are also catering to the needs of the senior citizen, person with disabilities, the single parents, families, youth, and we believe they are the integral part of a good community. We were recently awarded a child-friendly city, and we are consistently being an awardee of good local governance, the criteria of which are financial, peace and order, social services, environment, and health. We are maintaining 2 government hospitals, though we have a very small budget, but we were able to maintain 2 hospitals. One is a general hospital, and the other is a maternal and child care, and also rural health units and village health units. We are supporting them because we believe that the population should be healthy also. So we also have disseminate information on how to prevent getting sick due to the lifestyle that we have now, because most of the diseases that we encountered are due to the lifestyle that they are having. So we also have, we also support, we also encourage these exercises like Zumba dancing, like aerobics, and also we have a pre-physical therapy for all. For all those already have the attacks or have accidents, we have a pre-physical therapy for all of them. As I said, though our budget is small, we managed to support our educational system. We have 2 training centers. Actually, it's 3. We have a San Pedro Technological Institute. We have that teaches skills, vocational skills. We also have this alternative learning system in the Department of Education. We also have a state university extension here, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And recently, we opened our own San Pedro City Polytechnic College. We support the education from the nursery up to elementary, high school, and up to college. We have so many scholars, and we also support them even from giving them the school supplies for the children during the elementary and the nurseries, and also the grooming. We also support the hair cutting before the school year. So we also give school uniforms, and we also help financially those who cannot pay their tuition fee, or those who will not be able to graduate because they still have to settle some unpaid tuition fees. Right now, we are into a big project that is the renovating, updating, and modernizing the city. We have new architectural and engineering plan for government buildings, as well as massive greening, beautification, tree planting of all common areas. We will also have our own modern market, government-owned commercial center. We are also modernizing it, and even from the old style cemetery, we are now into a memorial park for all the loved ones who are departed from this earth. We are doing this because we want to attract investors, and we are also benchmarking, copying, especially from Korea. We want to copy a bit of Korea that is attractive to tourists and to business investors, and also for the people to live in a very, very friendly, healthy, livable, walkable, sustainable communities. And of course, environment friendly too. So we are into the city government in its San Pedro Technological Institute has a subject for English enhancement. We decided to enhance the English of our workers because to enable them to speak English, because right now we all know that English is almost a language to all, a universal language. And we decided to enhance because we also have workers who work in business outsourcing like call centers, and the medium of instruction there is English. And our San Pedro Technological Institute is also has that subject. And I also instructed them to teach Korean language as well. So we also have another institution we created. We call it San Pedro Alternative. In the Philippines, as well as in our city, English is the second language. In our San Pedro Technological Institute, we have a subject for English enhancement because we want to help our workers that whenever they go abroad and work abroad, they are English speaking, and also our workers here that works in call centers where the medium of instruction is English. So that is why we supported this course or subject, English enhancement. It is being taught in our San Pedro Technological Institute, and I told my school administrator that he should also teach other languages, but begin with the Korean language.
We would like to take care about the vision and the future value of the San City that the mayor is working on.
Okay. To our mission and vision statement is, we shall pursue a comprehensive program that will enhance the socio-cultural life of the San Pedronians, promote the growth of local and regional economy, ensure ecological balance, and institutionalize effective governance. For our vision, by year 2021, San Pedro shall become a metropolitan center driven by commercial, industrial development, as well as tourism, and with a healthy, safe, and secure environment and society. To simplify its content, our vision is to become a self-reliant, peaceful city with citizens who are productive, catalysts, promoters of change, law-abiding, peace-loving, and moving towards one free direction, and be proud of the city of San Pedro.
Okay, ma'am, next question. What do you say to Korean businessmen are interested in the San Pedro city in the Philippines?
Okay. With my constituents, the San Pedronians, with them, I will sincerely welcome them all. There are lots of opportunities waiting them here. We have a new tax. I will, with all the San Pedronians, will sincerely welcome all of the Korean businessmen here in our city. There are lots of opportunities awaiting them here. We have a new business tax code and new development code that suited to foreign businessmen coming from progressive countries. We are updating our laws to be part of the global community also. Even though we are only a city, but we want to become a part of the global race, a global city, the global family. So there are lots of opportunities for the Korean businessman to do business in our city. We have local businessmen that are willing to partner with them or to go into a joint venture with them. We have big land areas that we zoned or we put in our map as good for commercial and industrial, for business only. we have separated the residential, and that area alone is good for business. So we are inviting also entwining with some Korean cities as a source of invitation for them to come over and see San Pedro, because we welcome them, we want them to do business here. And of course, we already have one Korean investor, as I said, the one who is managing the golf course in San Pedro. I just would like to mention before I end, Hansamida to all the Koreans who have made their medical missions here. I would like to mention the Good World Foundation for helping us build a daycare center in one of our relocation areas. The people living there are living in the railroad track, and they are relocated there. So the Good World Foundation helped us build a daycare center for the children, and they are now visiting it, co-managing it with us. Also, this is Sanham Medical Forum. Yearly, sometimes twice a year, they are holding their medical missions here in all barangays. That as of now, from year 2015, 2016, 2017, they were able to treat 13,485 residents of San Pedro for 3 years period. And also the Salt and Light Foundation, and a religious, a Christian organization, also having a daycare system, nursery, and also helping the women in a informal settler area, also helping the women in the informal settler area how to earn their living and how to be hopeful, and of course teaching them to be closer to God, who will give it all to them.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for giving us a good time to know San Pedro City. Please tell us a few words about the tourists who will be looking for San Pedro City.
We are also a pilgrimage city because we have a shrine for those Christian or Catholic believers, and also we have the golf course, and we are also have museums in this part of in this city. And right now we are in making plans of building a shrine to complement the shrine that is already here, and putting up a sort of a reminder that Christ did not die but was resurrected, and after 3 days he lived again. So if our shrine, as I have said, the Lolo wing is a shrine that is lying or like classified as the Christ, the Nazarene, the Black Nazarene, but he did not stay that way. Of course, we know our God did not stay that way. So we are putting up a shrine that a resurrected Christ, a statue of a resurrected Christ. That is our plan for the future tourism of San Pedro. And of course, also inviting businessmen who will put up their commercial establishments here, so that not only the locals of San Pedro will, as I have said, will live here, will shop, will dine, but also coming from other cities and provinces.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for your long interview.
Yes, it's very long.
Please tell, 감사합니다.
Okay. And to all of you who made this thing possible, and of course to all the Koreans who are seeing us, 감사합니다.